Bama football on YouTube. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is Sunday. It is October 5th. I hope that you had time to sleep in a little bit, and I hope you had time to enjoy another Alabama victory. Today on this particular show, I'm going to show you the coaches poll rankings, which came out about an hour ago, and then we'll wait for the AP Top 25 rankings to drop as well. I'll give you my full reaction. I'll give you my full assessment. We'll hang out. We'll have a good time right here on Bama Football on YouTube. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Definitely get inside the comment box. All your guys' support is always appreciated. So on a scale, let me ask you this. For the AP Top, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to be 2-0 in SEC play? So on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you to be 2-0 in SEC play? Look, I think it's kind of what we've been talking about. Yeah, celebrate that dub. We had until last hour to celebrate the win. And now you get ready for the next game, which is against Missouri. All right. So while we wait for the AP to drop out, and I'll put it full screen, here's a look at the coaches poll. And we'll go full screen on this. All right. So the coaches poll came out, the AP poll, and I get it. 1,000,000%, fam. Inside the comment box, by the way, Alabama 8 also in the AP poll. I'll show that in just a second. But when you are 2-0 in SEC play, you have to understand it's a next game mentality. All right. So this is the coaches poll. I'll show you the AP in just a second. All right. So for me, 1, 2, 3, I'm not mad about it. That's fine. Ohio State, I would probably put them number 1. But let me ask you inside the comment box, who watched Miami play last night against Florida State? By the way, Florida State not even in the top 25 anymore. Yo, Miami looks good, okay? Does Miami look good? I know. Let's just call it what it is. Yes or no? Did Miami look good? Did they look impressive? I'm going to say yes. I have to. You know, that Kadarius Toney, my God, that guy is a menace. Carson Beck, yo, he's balling out. So I thought Miami looked good. I don't know. Do you put them number 1? Ohio State, does it matter right now? No. And I get it. Look, the coaches poll in the AP, do they mean something right now? Well, they're for talking points, and that kind of gives you an assessment of where teams are viewing teams. But the college football playoff rankings is clearly where it's at. So this is my, kind of reaction to the rankings. I'm not shocked to see Ohio State there. I'm not shocked to see Oregon there. And I'm not shocked to see Miami there. And I am hard on Miami from time to time. I think Miami is a pretty good football team. All right. So maybe jury's still out a little bit on Oregon, but Miami, yo, they're absolutely legit, 1,000,000%. Do you guys agree? Yes or no on Miami? All right, let's talk about these next 3 teams. Okay, I want to put it inside the comment box. Who do you think? I'm going to ask you, but then I'll put it inside the comment box. Here's a poll for you all right? So who is the best team? Who is better? All right, so we'll put Ole Miss, we'll put A&M, and then we'll add another option, and we'll say Oklahoma. All right. And when you're voting for Oklahoma, put it with Mateer, right? They're not going to have Mateer for this next one as they play Texas, which is unfortunate. And we're looking at the coaches poll right now. By the way, Alabama ranked 8th in each. So, there's not a big discrepancy. But who's better? Ole Miss, A&M, and Oklahoma. I have to tell you, I've watched these teams play. To me, I see, the favorite right now is Ole Miss. I haven't seen a large separation gap between these teams. I was listening to College Game Day yesterday, and Pat McAfee said that he felt that Texas A&M is elite, is a team that can maybe battle for a title game. I don't know. Jury's still out for me on these 3 teams. I think Oklahoma with the healthy John Mateer, and it's hard to think about them right now because he's not healthy. How good is this team? I don't know. But Ole Miss, no one's talking about them. We'll see. So 60% of you feel that Ole Miss is the best team out of these 3. Okay, thanks for voting. All right, next up, I have to ask you. And I'm telling you, okay, you know how I feel about the Big Ten. Damn, you're telling me that Indiana is ranked number 7? What is the obsession with these dudes? I do not get it. And by the way, I like their coach and I like their quarterback. I think he's pretty good. But, man, I do not think that Indiana is a top 10 team. So let me ask you now inside the comment box, type Y if you think Indiana is a top 10 team and type N if you don't. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? Does it matter right now? No. You have to win the next game, okay? But I'm going to tell you why. You look at their schedule and you start to see that these teams are not playing the same competition as Alabama. And I get it. Like Bruce, and this is the mentality you should have. It's like, don't worry, everything will work out. And that's the way to approach life, right? Like, don't worry. But not in the college football playoffs. The college football playoffs is about how many games you win, okay? So everybody inside the comment box is saying no regarding Indiana. Thank you. So when I talk about them being a pretender, you back me up on that, okay? We can agree to disagree on some things, but damn, Indiana, come on, stop. You're taking up a spot, man. You're taking up a spot. All right, let's look at Indiana's schedule real quick just to see kind of where they're at. Let me see, Indiana football schedule, let's see, 2025. I'm curious to see what their schedule is. I guarantee you we're going to laugh here in a second. All right, let's see. Going full screen. All right, so they beat Old Dominion. Old Dominion, anyone? Okay. Kennesaw State, anyone? Indiana State, anyone? This is a top 10 team, by the way, okay? This is a top 10 team. Illinois, okay, sure. They beat Iowa 20-15. Are you serious? So they're open this week, and then they take on Oregon. Let's say they lose that game, okay? Then you have Michigan State, they'll win. UCLA, they'll win unless they take the rat poison that Penn State won, right? That took, and they lost. Maryland, and then they beat Penn State. Yo, this is a playoff team. Indiana is a playoff team. They could quite possibly be at the very worst third. So Indiana, look, and I'm telling you, Indiana's going to make the playoffs. They're going to take a spot from somebody, okay? Somebody in the SEC is going to get bounced out because of Indiana, and that's the schedule. What game was hard on Indiana's schedule? All right. Okay. Alabama at 8 and Georgia at 9. So I have to ask you inside the comment box, okay? And thanks for voting on my last poll, by the way. And be honest with me, all right? If you want to give the rat poison or whatever, but be honest with me. Is Alabama, in your assessment, from what you've seen so far, and now that you've seen the coaches poll, right? Is Alabama a top 5 team right now? Just right now. Based on what you've seen, you've watched as enough college football as I have. You have the 4 screens on YouTube TV and all that stuff. Let me ask you. What's up, Jeff? I see you inside the comment box. Is Bama a top 5 team right now based on the teams? I would say yes, okay? Now, like I said, the jury's still out for me on Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma, but I'll tell you why, and this isn't being fancy, okay? I'm going to say they're a top 5, probably right after Miami, I guess, because of the wins that they have so far. They won on the road against Georgia, and they beat Vanderbilt. Those 2 teams are good. Yo, say what you want, man. Vanderbilt's a damn good football team. They're a really good football team. And look, clearly rat poison is out there. Florida State, they're out of the top 25. Man, that's the most dangerous thing you can do is win an early season matchup like that, and then just poof, you're gone. Hey, the unknown, what's your question, dog? I know a lot of people, comments are flying inside the comment box, but I'll let you get a question in because I need to drink some of this coffee. Man, I'm drinking coffee. I do tea, coffee, cheese, eggs, Welch's grape. What's your question, unknown? Shoot, dog. You got it. You got like 2 seconds to post it inside the comment box. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, 100%. In fact, right now, we have some new Heisman odds that are recently out. Carson Beck, I think, is number 1. I think Dante Moore out of Oregon is number 2. And I think Ty Simpson is right there. So, look, Coach Kalen DeBoer said yesterday, he was like, look, the reporters asked him after the game, they're like, Ty wasn't the sharpest yesterday. And Coach Kalen DeBoer was like, yeah, it's good when your quarterback throws for 340 yards and people are like, he wasn't sharp. Yo, I thought he was sharp yesterday. He had I think he was a little bit off target in the beginning of the game, but I think he got dialed in as he went. All right, let me finish out the top 25, and then we'll do roundtable. This is Coach's poll. I'll bring up AP in 2 minutes, all right? You got Georgia, you got Texas Tech, LSU, Tennessee. You can see it as well on the screen. I have just 2 things to get to, okay? This Texas Tech team, has anybody seen Texas Tech play? Have you guys been able to watch them? What's your assessment of Texas Tech? Is this team legit? Because, look, Coach Saban said yesterday on game day that he was impressed with Texas Tech. I mean, Coach Saban pretty much says what he wants, and he means business. There's only one thing that I disagree with about Coach Saban so far, and that's Notre Dame, okay? So Texas Tech, I need to watch them. I need to see. Yeah, Apollo, I'll go to the AP in just a second. This is still Coach's poll. But as you see, these are the teams that Alabama has left, okay? So you got Oklahoma, right? You have Missouri, which is coming up next. By the way, Alabama only a 3-point favorite in that game. Tennessee and LSU. You beat Georgia down here, and you beat Vanderbilt up here, all right? Let me pull up the you guys ready to see the AP rankings? We'll see. Let me see if the AP, because sometimes their graphics take a little bit longer to get up. No, looks like they're updated. Okay, yeah. All right, we'll go AP now. This is the AP Top 25. We'll go straight to their website, okay? All right, so you're looking at the AP Top 25 now. And yes, I get it 100%. What's up, Crimson Angel? I see you inside the comment box, bro. And I get it. The AP and the coaches poll, this is not the college football playoffs. I understand that fully. It gives us a talking point, but also kind of a reference point to where teams see each team right now at this point in time. As you can see, Ohio State is number 1. I think we can all agree probably Ohio State is everybody's number 1. Miami is number 2. Like I said, I was impressed with Miami last night. They're a fast team. They actually, I mean, Tommy Castellanos, that guy made a lot of bad decisions. Miami's a good football team. And I get it, Crimson. Everybody knows the AP is a joke, but this is it. So this is here we're at. If you don't like the AP, just wait for the college football playoffs and just, there's nothing else we can do. Oregon is 5-0 on the season. Think they're a pretty good football team. Kind of the same as the coaches poll. Alabama 4-1, Texas Tech 5-0, Georgia at 10. Damn, Tech is number 9 in the coaches poll. That's crazy. All right, Georgia is at 10. And think about it. You play LSU, right? Tennessee, Georgia Tech still unbeaten. You play Missouri. So these 3 teams, look at this. The SEC is so heavy, man. The talent in the SEC is wild. Michigan 4-1. They barely beat Wisconsin. I don't understand it. Notre Dame. I say this all the time. How many times does Notre Dame have to lose to get out of the top 25? Yo, Donovan Edwards inside the comment box. Yo, Miami looked damn good, dude. I think if I had a top 25 poll or whatever, a vote, I probably cast it in for Miami after last night. Because I've watched Ohio State a couple times, and I like their defense, and look, I like Julian Sane, but Miami looked ferocious. We'll see. This Notre Dame team, this could be another playoff team. They don't play anybody the rest of the year. Oh, my God. Okay, Illinois, get out of here. BYU, get out of here. Get out of here. Virginia, damn, Virginia's now 19. Their quarterback is terrible. Vanderbilt, all right, 5-1. Arizona State, get out of here. Iowa State, get out of here. Memphis is 6-0, bowl eligible. Oh, and Florida State hanging in there at top 25. All right. Man. So that's your top 25. Now, let me ask you, as I go now, I'm going to switch gears here. Is there a schedule? I'm going to let you drive the bus real quick. Is there a schedule that you want to see me bring up on screen? I'll do 3 schedules, and then I'll do Alabama's as the 4th. So you guys, what schedule do you want me to see brought up on the screen? Post it inside the comment box so we can nitpick it. Maybe Notre Dame. How does Notre Dame sound? I showed you Indiana, so don't say Indiana's because we already went over Indiana's earlier on the program. Georgia. What's up, Jacob? Georgia struggles at the top. Texas Tech. Oh, good one. Let's do Texas Tech. I like this. Okay, so Texas Tech football schedule 2025. This is good. This will be good. So currently unbeaten. All right, so let's see where we're at. All right, Texas Tech. Who the hell is UAPB? Oh, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, right? Okay, so they beat them. They beat Kent State. Wow. They beat Oregon State. Oh my God, look at this. Look at these teams that these other programs are playing. I wish Bama had this schedule. Okay, they beat Utah. Okay, I think winning in Utah is tough. Okay, I'll give you that. And then they beat Houston. Come on. So the rest of the schedule looks like this for Texas Tech. They got Kansas at Arizona State, Oklahoma at, I mean, they shouldn't lose any of these games if they're that good. They'll lose one of these games, maybe two. I don't know. They'll lose. Who are they going to lose to? Maybe Arizona State, I guess. It won't be Oklahoma State. I don't think it'll be BYU. Okay, so Texas Tech. Damn. Texas Tech might go 12-0. Okay, good call. What other schedules? What's our next schedule? Wow, so Indiana plays nobody. Texas Tech plays nobody. Those are playoff spots. Jarvis, you want me to do BYU? Yeah, Enrique, what's up, man? Texas Tech, definitely a playoff team. Jamie says, Kyle, Alabama down in the rankings. Hopefully that'll keep them motivated. Yeah, keep them closer to 10, right? All right. Oregon, you got, okay, Enrique wants to see Oregon's. All right. See, Oregon football schedule. This one's crazy. They open with some, well, just wait. It's wild. Okay. We go to Oregon's. We bring it full screen. We do this. All right. So Oregon right here. They beat Montana State. Okay, they beat Oklahoma State. They beat Northwestern. Man, everybody's played Oregon State, I guess. They beat Oregon State. They beat Penn State in 2 overtimes. Okay, let's just see. Let's say, I think we'd all agree that Oregon beats Indiana, right? Okay, so Oregon beats Indiana. They're still undefeated. They beat Rutgers. They beat Wisconsin, of course. They beat Iowa. They beat Minnesota, USC, and at Washington. So unless they somehow have a crazy crash out, okay, we have 2 playoff teams. So seriously, I think we have 2 playoff teams already. I think we have Texas Tech and Oregon. You guys are in the playoffs. I mean, is there anyone that's going to beat them on the schedule? Unless they have like a late season somehow crash out or Indiana upsets them. I think we actually have 3 playoff teams. I think we have 3 playoff teams right now. I think we have, let's write it down. I'm going to erase all my notes from the Vanderbilt game. All right, so I have 3 playoff teams. I have Tech so far. I have Oregon, and I have Indiana. And you know what? I probably put in Penn State as well. I think those are, I mean, should I put Penn State? I think Penn State, I mean, let's see. I'll just click to them. It should be easy. Okay, they beat Nevada. They beat FIU. They beat Villanova. Okay, they lost to Oregon. Oh, they lost. Oh, they actually, these guys might be out, right? Yeah, these guys are out. Okay, thank God. Penn State's out. Penn State's out of the playoffs. Thank goodness. So now you kind of look at the Big Ten. The Big Ten, you're like, is there 3 teams from that conference going to make it? And that's where a team like Notre Dame might slide in. You know what I'm saying? What other schedule? How about Notre Dame? Should we look at Notre Dame's schedule? Let's do Notre Dame. Is there any teams that have played Notre Dame? Let's see. Northwestern. All right. Bring up Notre Dame's schedule. Yeah, Penn State's done, right? They're done. Penn State schedule. Yeah, I think they're absolutely done after the loss yesterday. Thank goodness. Okay. Notre Dame schedule. Here we go. Okay, so they lost to Miami. They lost to Texas A&M. And I guess, let's just look at it for what it is. I guess the way that people are looking at this right now is they're like, okay, they lost to 2 top 5 teams, right? And I mean, shoot, maybe they lost to the number 1 team, and that game was pretty close. I watched that game. I thought that Miami pretty much controlled that game. Texas A&M, went down to the wire. It was Tyler Buckner with the botched snap. Remember this? Okay, so you got Purdue. They beat Purdue. They beat Arkansas. They beat Boise. Yeah, Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame, look, beat NC State, USC, Boston College, Navy, Pitt. Notre Dame's in the playoffs. Damn. Notre Dame. Wow, that's crazy. So look. Yeah, I got Tech. I got Tech in the Big 12. Yeah, so I got Tech from the Big 12. I got Oregon, Indiana, and I got Notre Dame. But you got to think that there's more teams than just 2 that get in from the Big 10, right? I mean, they're going to take maybe 3 teams. So Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State, duh. Ohio State. There's your 3 teams. Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame makes it for sure. I think Miami, right? If they win the ACC. That's another. Maybe Georgia Tech. You could start to look at the playoff teams. Honestly, that's why I feel that now we'll look at Alabama's football schedule. That's why I think they'll take 4 teams from the SEC, but I don't know. I see USC maybe a trap game. I don't know. They never win in the clutch anymore. All right, so now we go to Bama's, all right? Jim Montana says, Pitt beating Notre Dame? Yeah, maybe. What's up, Todd? How you doing, dog? Good to see you, man. Okay, now we're looking at Bama's schedule. We got, Florida State no longer in the top 25. That's crazy. They had a crash out, a complete crash out. You got Louisiana Monroe, okay, light work. Wisconsin, light work. And now we're in the gauntlet, right? We're in the gauntlet. You beat Georgia on the road. You beat Vanderbilt. Very good win, right? Now you got Missouri. Alabama's only a 3-point favorite against Missouri, right? Then you got Tennessee. Then you got South Carolina. This schedule's hard. This schedule's hard. And then you got LSU. You got 3 ranked opponents. We just went through the other schedules. Nobody else that we looked at is playing their next, what? Look at these. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of the next opponents, 4 out of the next 5 opponents are ranked. There's no one else that we looked at on our schedule board. Nobody else. I could bring up all the teams probably in college football, and nobody else has this type of a schedule. And a Pepto-Bismol ad just appeared. Yeah, get your stomach right for this schedule. Perfect timing, Pepto, right? Damn, what a schedule. And then on top of that, guess what? Surprise! You get, how we get rid of our little Pepto ad? Yes, and Missouri had a bye. Yes, Missouri had an open week before Bama. Let's look at Missouri's schedule. They're up next, okay? So Missouri, one of the most, another top-ranked offense, right, in the country. Central Arkansas Bears, Kansas, Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, and they beat South Carolina with Lenore Sellers. I watched that game. This is Missouri's schedule, by the way. I know you guys calling for it. This was a good game, a really good game. I can't remember what happened in the back end of the game. Somehow, South Carolina did something. But Lenore Sellers played that game. That was a good game. Really good. And then they beat UMass. So they've had 2 weeks to prep for Bama. That's scary. Sooners Cowboys, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro. Does Oklahoma has a gauntlet schedule too? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the teams in the SEC, dude, their schedules are crazy. But you go to the Big 10, you go to the Big 12, ACC. Nobody plays gauntlet schedules like this. I mean, even look at Missouri's schedule. This is Missouri's schedule. Bama, Vandy, A&M, Mississippi State, Oklahoma. And that's kind of what's broke about college football. You agree? Thumbs up on the video if you do. The SEC, maybe these guys should get 5 teams in the playoffs. So these are the teams that I have in the playoffs so far. I have Texas Tech from the Big 12. I have Oregon. I have Indiana, Ohio State. That's 4 teams. I have Notre Dame if they win out. I have Miami. That's already 6 teams, right? You take 4 from the SEC, right? We're up to 10 teams. Maybe another one from the ACC, clearly like a Georgia Tech. That's 11. And then you throw in like a whoever else, right? This is a tough, yeah. I mean, Missouri's finally about to start playing some tough competition. But I think, this is a good football team. It's going to be challenging on the road. They've had 2 weeks to prep. I think they're healthy for the most part. Their quarterback's pretty good. And I agree, From. The Big Ten schedule doesn't compare. Any other schedules you guys want to see? Jason wants a 14 playoff. Bama fan says, facts, Kyle. These schedules do not equal. 1,000,000%, man. And that's the thing. Like, right now, as we are looking at the AP Top 25, right, you look up to these teams, okay? And I get it. Like, right now, you're like, okay, one of these teams is going to get bumped out for Indiana. 1,000,000%. I don't know who it'll be. Actually, let's look at this, too. And I want to show you this. This is crazy. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, so look, when we go to the SEC, okay, look at the teams. Okay, these teams aren't ranked, right? Like, it's not in a ranking order; it's in conference wins, right? Ole Miss, A&M, Bama, and this isn't conference play. Clearly, it's sorted, right? But look 3-0, 2-0, 2-1. These teams will start to cannibalize each other, and unfortunately, when you lose in college football, you're going to drop down. You should drop down if you lost to UCLA. You should drop down if you lost to Virginia. You should drop down if you lose, to Cincinnati or whatever. But the SEC, look at this. It's like the NFL. And all these teams over here, look, Ole Miss 5-0, A&M 5-0, Bama 4-1, Missouri 5-0, Oklahoma 5-0, Georgia. This might be, am I tripping, or is this the deepest the SEC's ever been? Is this the deepest that the SEC's ever been? Yes or no? It seems like that to me. Look, Oklahoma 5-0, Georgia 4-1, Vanderbilt 5-1, LSU 5-1. Rex Green, what's up, man? Good to see you. Tennessee 4-1. Florida just beat Texas. South Carolina, dangerous. Texas, terrible. Arkansas, terrible. Mississippi State, good. Auburn, scary. Haunted. Kentucky, terrible. There's really only 3 bad teams right now in the SEC. Texas, Arkansas, and Kentucky. I don't know what Texas is going to do, right? But, man, from top to bottom, this conference is crazy. Look, let's just stop right here. 4-1, 4-1, 5-1, 4-1, 5-0, 5-0. Man, so you're telling me only 4 teams from this league are going to make the playoffs? Man, that's sad. Sad, sad, sad. More teams deserve it in this league. Look, this would be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What if Georgia missed? What if Vanderbilt missed? LSU, Tennessee, all those teams are one-loss teams. Man, crazy. Texas, man, what the hell happened to them? Let's look at Texas's schedule. I don't know what's going on with Texas. I guess rat poison? Is that, I mean, it does it, you know what I think it is? I think it's the quarterback play, and I think it's kind of rat poison. So they opened up. I watched this game, and I didn't think, like, Ohio State was the better team. Ohio State, in that particular game, I felt Ohio State would beat Texas 10 out of 10 times. I was really impressed that it was only 14-7, honestly. But then Texas, they beat San Jose, okay? They beat UTEP. And I have to be open with you guys. Look, at the beginning of the season, bro, I was high on this team. I was like, I ate the rat poison. I was like, this is going to be the team. These guys are going to be really good. All this stuff. No, they haven't. And David, I see you inside the comment box saying they're going to cannibalize each other 100%. And that's what's going to move those teams down in the rankings and have those teams miss the playoffs. It's going to suck, man. But the league, the SEC is like NFL light. So then they go on this 3-game, winning streak. San Jose, UTEP, Sam Houston. Come on. Then they lose at Florida. So now let's look who they got coming up. All right, so they lost to Florida. I wasn't surprised by that. I said it on the pregame show. I was like, damn, I expect, Florida to kind of be on a, maybe they'll win this game. So they got Oklahoma. I could see, and I think we have a Sooners fan up in here. I could see actually Texas winning this game. It's a rivalry game. John Mateer's not playing. Jarvis, what's the line on this game for the Red River rivalry game? I don't know what it is, but I would imagine, let's go Oklahoma 7.5. Is that it? Maybe 8. It's a rivalry game, so who knows? I could see Texas actually winning this game. Okay, then they got Kentucky. They win. So they could get a little bit of momentum here. Let's say they beat Oklahoma somehow, some way. Then they beat Kentucky. Maybe they go to Mississippi State. They beat Mississippi State, Vanderbilt. I think that game, wasn't it close last year? I can't remember. Texas is favorite, 3.5. Okay. Damn. Texas is the favorite in this game? Oh, because of John Mateer. That's why. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Well, I just said I wouldn't be surprised if they win. And then they have Vanderbilt, Georgia, and then kind of the back end. So, man, these guys are going to lose a lot. So they've lost 2 already. Coin flip game. Maybe, yes, they'll lose to Georgia. So 3-4. Yeah, so Texas out of the playoffs. Right? Let me ask you this, honestly, because I am. This is another poll. Are you surprised at Texas right now? I was on the preseason buyout. Like these guys, I was kind of thinking, if Bama got hot or whatever, this would be a team that they would have to mess with in the SEC title. Because honestly, that's kind of like Christmas for a content creator, is to get Bama in Texas. All the storylines, the 2 brands, all that stuff, right? But so far, inside the comment box, 57% so far say that you're not surprised. Why is that? Were you not buying the Arch Manning hype? I mean, my goodness, that guy, I've never seen a college football player more hyped than him, right? Damn. I'm gonna check my fantasy football team. Man, having a tough outing. Hey fam, remember, this video is powered by Sleeper. So if you download the app, you can get $20. Okay, so, and if you want to match up to $100, you get a $100 match back. The promo code on that is tailgate. Terms and conditions apply, available in 25 states. I had a nice little parlay cash out Thursday. I missed my parlay yesterday because I didn't think that Ty Simpson would throw for over 300 yards. Boy, was I wrong. He threw for 340. So I usually do my parlays in like kind of 3-player parlays, but you got a bunch of NFL games that you can roll with. Let's see what I got up in here. I'll talk a couple points from yesterday's game, and then I'll bounce out. I thought this was the play of the game. I have a video that's out there talking about this, and this is basically in the second half. Vanderbilt is driving down, right? It's at this point, it's 20-14. Alabama is up, and Diego Pavia throws an interception. Yo, the defense, we were pulling our hair out in the first half, but I'll tell you what, these guys made some adjustments in the second half. They didn't allow any points, right? They came up with big plays when they had to, right? They forced Vanderbilt to punt twice in the third quarter and then came up with this big interception in the fourth quarter. So I know, Kane Womack is a sensitive subject, but it is what it is. Big play. And then I have to tell you this right here. I am not big on gadget plays. I have never seen a coach with more gadgetry than Ryan Grubb. I didn't know that was part of his package. I didn't know that he was all about gadget plays, but damn, this dude is all in on gadgets. I like this play. I do. Feeding it to Caden Proctor. But I don't like the Wildcat. Come out in 3rd and 5 and you come out in Wildcat. I didn't like that, right? So those are a couple things that stood out. Now, I do like this. Jan Miller. Damn. Yo, I was talking with somebody inside the Facebook channel. They were like, Jam wasn't impressive to me. Let me ask you inside the comment box real quick. I'll do another poll real fast. Honestly, I want some feedback right here on this. Impressed with Jan Miller? So far, I'll say. I would imagine this is 90% yes. Yo, Jan Miller being back, there's a clear difference from him and the rest of the running backs, okay? There just is. And Kevin Riley is damn good. He's really good. He's perfect for being number 2, okay? But damn, Jan Miller. And the only thing that that made me mad yesterday was when Ryan Grubb, we're trying to air out the game, right? Alabama's up. And man, you kind of went away from Jan Miller. And I felt you should have been going to him more. Now, they went to him on the back end, right? But I thought they should have went to him more in the second half. I mean, shoot, Jan Miller had what? Over 50 yards in the first quarter, something like that. The dude was playing out of his mind. And I think you're right, Ishmael, inside the comment box, that he is just getting warmed up. He was running powerful. So glad to see the poll at 90% because I've been super impressed with Jan Miller as well. Well, so that's our top 25 video, fam. I appreciate you guys being here to kick it with me on our Sunday show. I got another video coming out at 3, and I want your feedback in that video. I'm talking about Ryan Grubb and Kane Womack, okay? Kind of the good and the bad. Be thinking about it as we talk about our offensive and defensive coordinator. There's some good and there's some bad. But overall, damn, man, I am, you look at the challenges ahead. It's a 1-game season, right? Oklahoma, LSU, Tennessee, Missouri, those teams are up next. Hey, if you're a fan from a outside team, welcome on in. I love when we talk college football as well, right? So I appreciate you guys for always kicking it with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Enjoy your Sunday. Stay locked on to Bama Football on YouTube. Run the thumbs up on all these videos. And I sincerely appreciate you guys kicking with me today on this beautiful Sunday, right? Feels good, all right? Oh, let me show you one more thing before I leave, okay? See if I could get it on here real quick. All right, so I was talking, and I'll show you guys. So as you know, I have a son and a daughter, Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. So I have a son and a daughter, and I'm very proud of my kids, as you know. So let me show you real quick. Because Lacey, she killed it this morning. And I had her help me with the college football ranking. So here she is. And you know how, Lacey's super. They're both, my kids, I love them. They're so different, Caden's always at work at Chick-fil-A, and Lacey's always doing her thing. So this is my daughter. And you guys be nice. Here's Lacey with the top 10, okay?
Hi, I'm Lacey Henderson, and here are the top 10 college football teams. Ohio State at number 1, Oregon at 2, Miami at 3, Ole Miss at 4, Texas A&M at 5, Oklahoma at 6, Indiana at 7, Alabama at 8, Georgia at 9. What do you think about the college football ranking? Sound off inside the comment box.
She did great, right? I thought she did amazing. So throw it up for Lacey. I appreciate you guys, supporting me and my family. So proud father. I appreciate you guys kicking it with me. Hit the thumbs up. Look for this next video to drop around 3 p.m. talking about the OC and the DC news as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for kicking it with me always right here on Bama Football on